Well, it was a mixture of being downright cheeky because I'd had auditions before, you know what auditions are like, you know, scrutinise.
Susan Boyle's story began on April 1st, 1961, in the small Scottish village of Blackburn, West Lothian. The youngest of 9 children, she was born to Patrick, a war veteran, and Bridget, a 47-year-old mother whose risky pregnancy almost ended in tragedy. During birth, Susan was deprived of oxygen, and doctors claimed she suffered mild brain damage. This label haunted her childhood. Growing up poor, mocked by classmates, and misunderstood by teachers, Susan felt like the odd one out. Yet behind her shy exterior was a deep resilience. The pain of being underestimated shaped her gentle nature and quiet determination. She clung to faith, music, and the small joys that made her feel seen. Those early years of struggle taught her endurance, the kind that would later power her through fame, heartbreak, and the world's harsh spotlight. A family divided by silence and struggle. Home life offered little peace. Her father, scarred by his wartime past, often took out his pain on the family. Susan faced emotional and physical abuse, but never stopped loving him, believing he fought demons no one could see. The Boyles' cramped house was filled with tension, and Susan learned to find comfort in singing, her escape from chaos. At school, things weren't easier. Her classmates mocked her for her seizures and called her cruel names. Teachers offered no compassion. Despite this, Susan found a quiet courage in surviving each day. She developed empathy for others who felt invisible. These early scars gave her an emotional depth that would one day move millions. Though the world labeled her slow, she nurtured an intelligence and sensitivity far beyond her years. Her resilience was born not from confidence, but from years of enduring pain with quiet grace. The truth about her condition. For decades, Susan lived under the shadow of a false diagnosis. People told her she had brain damage, and she accepted it. It shaped how everyone treated her, with pity or dismissal. Then, in 2012, at age 51, Susan met a specialist who changed her life. The truth was finally revealed. She had Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism, not brain damage. Her IQ was actually above average. The revelation was liberating. For the first time, she understood why she struggled socially, why she preferred routines, and why she felt emotions so intensely. Susan described the moment as a relief, not a curse. She finally saw herself as capable, not broken. This diagnosis didn't define her, but it gave her clarity and peace. It was as if the world finally saw the woman she had always been: smart, sensitive, and strong in ways few ever understood. Love lost and dreams deferred. At 25, Susan fell deeply in love for the first time. But her father's interference ended it before it truly began. Without telling her, Patrick answered the man's call and told him she wasn't interested. By the time Susan found out, he had moved on and started a family. The heartbreak stayed with her forever. She never married, never had children, and never forgot that lost love. Instead, she devoted her life to caring for her parents. When her father passed away, she became her mother's full-time caregiver, putting her own dreams aside. Her siblings built families and careers, but Susan stayed home in Blackburn. Despite the loneliness, she found purpose in caring for her mother. Music was her only escape, something she could do for herself when no one else believed in her. That quiet devotion would later become her greatest source of strength. The dream that wouldn't die through her 40s, Susan's life seemed ordinary. She sang in church choirs, local pubs, and talent contests. In 1995, she auditioned for the show My Kind of People, but nerves ruined her chance. Despite rejection, she kept singing. Her sister Kathleen's sudden death in 2000 nearly destroyed her spirit. For 2 years, Susan couldn't sing a note. When she recovered, she turned her attention to her aging mother, caring for her, until her death in 2007. That loss left Susan shattered. She stopped singing, barely left her home, and lived in deep isolation with her cat Pebbles. But before her mother died, Bridget had made Susan promise one thing: never give up on her dream. In 2008, Susan decided to honor that promise. At 47, unemployed and underestimated, she auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. That moment would change her life and the world's perception of true talent. The audition that changed the world. When Susan Boyle stepped onto the stage of Britain's Got Talent in 2009, few believed in her. Her plain dress and shy demeanor drew smirks and laughter from the audience. But when she began singing I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables, everything changed. Within seconds, the hall fell silent. Judges Simon Cowell, Amanda Holden, and Piers Morgan were stunned. Her voice, powerful, emotional, angelic, swept through the crowd like a wave. The performance went viral, reaching over 100 million views in just days. People across the world were moved to tears. Amanda Holden later said, "We were all being cynical, and that was the biggest wake-up call ever." Overnight, Susan became a global sensation. She reminded the world that beauty and talent have no age, no look, no label. The shy woman from Blackburn had given millions a moment of pure, unexpected magic. The price of overnight fame. Fame came fast, and so did the pressure. When Susan lost the Britain's Got Talent final to diversity, she was devastated. The overwhelming media attention, exhaustion, and emotional strain led to a breakdown. She was hospitalized at London's Priory Clinic, where doctors diagnosed her with exhaustion. Even as tabloids mocked her, fans around the world prayed for her recovery. Simon Cowell publicly took responsibility and offered to release her from her contract, saying, "No one will force her to perform." But just days later, Susan surprised everyone by joining the tour. Her courage to return to the stage silenced critics. She performed across the UK, receiving standing ovations in every city. The woman once mocked for her appearance had become a symbol of strength and grace. Fame had nearly broken her, but it couldn't destroy her spirit. Global success, beyond imagination. Susan's debut album, I Dreamed a Dream, released in November 2009, shattered records. It sold nearly 1 million copies in its first week and topped the charts in over 20 countries. By year's end, she had sold more albums than Lady Gaga or Eminem. In less than 2 years, she became the first British woman to have 3 consecutive albums debut at #1. Her soft-spoken humility charmed audiences around the world. When she sang Mull of Kintyre for Queen Elizabeth II in 2012, millions watched in awe. For a woman who had once been mocked for her looks and background, it was the ultimate triumph. Yet, despite the fame and fortune, Susan stayed in her modest childhood home in Blackburn. She said, "Money doesn't change who you are. I still make my own tea." Her success proved that authenticity and faith can conquer even the harshest odds. Fame, family, and betrayal. Behind the success, Susan's private life was unraveling. Her sudden wealth tore her family apart. She gave away nearly $1.8 million to relatives. hoping to share her blessings. But it only caused jealousy and resentment. Arguments over money led to bitter divisions. Her brother Jerry reportedly demanded money during a business crisis and later denied making threats, while Susan battled illness and stress. The tension grew so bad that police were called during one family dispute. The generosity that once came from love had turned into guilt and sorrow. The woman who had brought joy to millions found her own family filled with anger and distance. Yet, through all the pain, Susan never turned bitter. She remained forgiving, saying, "Family will always be family. You can't let anger rule your heart." Her quiet grace once again showed her strength, not as a star, but as a human being, a return and a revelation. After disappearing from the public eye for 2 years, following personal heartbreak and illness, Susan Boyle reemerged at 64, older, wiser, and unafraid. In a rare 2025 interview, she opened up about the emotional toll of fame, her family's betrayal, and her struggle with loneliness. She admitted she gave too much to people who only saw her as a source of wealth. "I thought love could be bought with kindness," she said. "But real love doesn't come with a price tag." Despite everything, Susan's faith remains unshaken. She continues to record music quietly, perform at charity events, and live modestly in her family home. Her story is not just about fame or fortune. It's about finding peace after pain. From a bullied child to a global star, Susan Boyle's journey reminds the world that grace, humility, and hope can shine even through the darkest times.